Very good morning, dear students. The next unit in environmental microbiology, which was a continuation of the previous unit, bioremediation, and the title of this unit is bioleaching. Okay, so here we are going to discuss the major aspects of microorganisms and how the enzymatic leaching of various types of minerals from its parent ore are happening due to microbial activity, and what are the relevance, what are the role of microorganism in leaching process, and what are the major mechanism and what are the major types of bioleaching process where the microbial flora or microbial communities are successfully implemented and they have utilized for a eco-friendly approaches. And this unit, the first topic is microbial leaching. So we are going to discuss the overview of microbial leaching, and the next class we will discuss more about different types of microbial leaching with suitable examples. And as you all know, before we are going to discuss microbial leaching, this particular area comes under a very huge area of science and technology, is known as biohydrometallurgy. So biohydrometallurgy, it's a combination. It is a combination of three terms. One is bio, next one is hydro, next one is metallurgy. Okay, so now we will discuss what is this biohydrometallurgy, and it is a method obtaining metals from its parent ores by using microorganism. This is the extraction of metal from their ore by various microorganisms, and which is an interdisciplinary area. Okay, I told you it is an interdisciplinary area where various aspects such as microbiology and chemistry and sometimes mechanical process are using. So it's make use of microbes. Thus the word bio is very much important. Then next one is what is hydro, because this mainly takes place in aqueous environment. Okay, thus the word hydro we are using. Okay, and what is this metallurgy? Metallurgy is a branch of science which deals with the extraction or production of metal and treatment of metal containing materials and solutions. That is known as metallurgy. Okay, so in this process we are extracting or treating the metals in an aqueous environment by using microorganisms. Thus it is known as biohydrometallurgy. And the most important application of biohydrometallurgy is microbial or bio-leaching. Microbial leaching or bio-leaching. It's one of the major application of biohydrometallurgy. Okay, then the major application of biohydrometallurgy are mining. Okay, so microbial mining. Okay, so the mining using microbial communities. Okay, the next one, the recovery of oil. Okay, recovery of oil. First one is metal mining. Okay, using microbial community. Next one is the oil recovery. The next one is the microbial leaching or bio-leaching. And among these three applications, we are going to discuss in detail about bio-leaching application. Okay, so we are going to discuss bio-leaching in detail. So what do you mean by bio-leaching? or microbial leaching. I have already told you this is a process employing naturally involving microorganisms, especially bacteria. Generally, these microorganisms are harmless to both human and environment. Such a kind of microorganisms only can be used because this is a biotechnological intervention. Okay, to extract the metal from their ore. Okay, so this is the bioleaching or microbial leaching is the process of employing naturally occurring microorganism to extract the metal, extract the metal from its parent ore. Okay, then this is a conversion of insoluble metal sulfide into soluble metal sulfate, the conversion of sulfide into sulfate. Okay, and mainly this is the metal recovery, that is mainly it is happening in the sulfur containing component, and it is mainly used to recover certain it is mainly used to recover a certain metal from the sulfide ores. Okay, so this is much cleaner approach than traditional leaching approach. Okay, the modern traditional leaching approaches they have a lot of shortfalls, but this microbial leaching, it is much a beneficial approach. And this approach is used to recover or extract the metals from its parent ore from the metals of copper, zinc, lead, arsenic, antimony, uranium, nickel, molybdenum, gold, silver, and cobalt. Okay, these are the various types of metal leaching process, and this process started in South Africa approximately 1940s. Okay, so currently in almost all the countries including Australia, Canada, Chile, China, Indonesia, US, and Zambia are using this particular process. Okay, and we will discuss the historical perspective of this process. Okay, generally in 3000 years of scientific community, if you look in the ancient periods, okay, especially the Mediterranean in areas, okay, or Mediterranean era, okay, if you look at that particular time, approximately 3000 years ago, the copper recovery from mine water, people have been explored various microorganisms. And the role of bacteria in bioleaching was shown in 1947. Okay, so when India is getting the freedom, so we have the scientific community all over the world, they have identified the role of bacteria in bioleaching aspect. So this is not a new branch, it is a very, very old branch. Then in 1950s, the copper leaching, especially a process called dump leaching or heap leaching, okay, that particular process people have identified. In 1960s, the first industrial copper heap leaching operation was established. And in 1980s, the first industrial gold bioleaching plant was introduced. Okay, then currently approximately 40 plants in an industrial applications are there for copper, gold, and zinc, cobalt, uranium, etc. So these are the various metals people have very well studied. And here you can see this is the photographs of some of the bioleaching plants and industrial level high bioleaching plant. Okay, so can be copper or uranium. Okay, such a kind of plant. This is a dump site. Okay, heap. Okay, leaching a plant. Okay, here is again a uranium. Bioleaching a plant. Okay, so like that, several industry people are identified based on such a kind of microbial process. Okay, then I told you here the major importance in environmental microbiology is the use of microorganisms. The major microorganisms are bacteria, fungi, actinomyces. So what are the features of this organism we are using for the bioleaching technique? Okay, the main features are mesophiles, okay, they should be, generally it should be mesophiles, and or moderately thermophilic bacteria, okay, mesophiles or moderately thermophilic bacteria, or sometimes it can be extremophiles, okay, sometimes it can be chemolithotropic, that means the rock eating bacteria, sometimes autotrophic bacteria. I hope you know the meaning of autotrophic bacteria, chemolithotropic, nutritional classification of bacteria you have already studied. And sometimes it will be acidophilic or acid loving bacteria, okay. So these are the major types of bacteria there are commonly using for this particular process, okay. Then the major microorganisms, okay, that is employed for this process are the bacteria, that is the major microorganisms are bacteria, that is the bacteria are Thiobacillus thioxidans, okay, Thiobacillus thioxidans, and next one is that is otherwise that is renamed as Acidothiobacillus thioxidans, okay. Next one is a Acidothiobacillus thioxidans. Next one is Thiobacillus peroxidans, okay. So that is otherwise known as Acidothiobacillus peroxidans, okay. Then Leptospirillum thioxidans, okay. So then Pseudomonas fluorescens, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Sulfolobus acidocaldarius, okay, Bacillus licheniformis, Bacillus luteus, okay, Bacillus megatherium, Bacillus polymixa, then Bacillus leptospirillum, peroxidans, etc. Okay, fungi such as Aspergillus niger, Aspergillus oryzae, Penicillium species, Rhizopus rhizas, okay, Mucor species, and Alternaria species, etc. So these are the important types of process. The next one is the bioleaching process. How the process are happening. The first step is the input of bioleaching. There are three important things we need to discuss. Okay, first one is the input of bioleaching. Okay, then that means to say the metal ore or concentrated to provide energy for microbes. The important parameter, the metal ore can be used to provide the energy for microbes. Okay, proper air supply is required for the aerobic or anaerobic process. The microbial process are two types, you know that is aerobic or anaerobic, okay. Then carbon dioxide, it is required for anaerobic process, and the bioleaching microbes need some micronutrients, okay, such as carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, okay, sorry, this is A should not be there, okay, Mg, okay, or magnesium, nutrients that is needed for bioleaching of microbes, okay. Then the pH control is required. Generally it is 2.3 to 2.5. This is highly acidic. That is the important things about a bioleaching process, okay. So the cultivation of bioleaching microbes for inoculation, the microorganism need to be cultivated, okay. The temperature control mechanisms, okay, temperature control mechanisms are required, and that is the optimum is 30 degree centigrade to 50 degree centigrade, okay. Then the next one is the distribution system, okay, the distribution system, okay, or stirring or sprinklers, air and air flows, or tubes that allows for circulation of microbes, okay, circulation of microbes, and the reaction catalyst also, if it is required, then that should be also provided, okay. So that is the important aspects of the bioleaching. Then the next one is the bioleaching process. The microbial oxidation process occur at the cell membrane. Generally, this process is occur at the cell membrane of the bacteria. The electrons pass into the cell and are used in the biochemical processes to produce the energy, okay, produce the energy for the bacteria while reducing the oxygen to water, okay. The next one is the critical reaction is the oxidation of sulfide by a ferric ion, okay, the oxidation of a sulfide. Then the main role of the bacterial step is the regeneration, okay, the recycling of this particular reactant, okay. So that is the important aspects. Now we are going to discuss the bioleaching process. Generally, the main important process is known as mineralization. So the mineralitic effect of bacteria and fungi on minerals are mainly due to three important approach. One is acidolysis, next one is complexolysis, next one is redoxolysis. So this is the acidolysis, the formation of the acid, okay, in acidic, the lysis in the acidic condition. Complexolysis, the complex lysis. The next one is the redoxolysis, the lysis in the redox condition, okay. So the microorganism can mobilize metals through their the following process, that is the formation of organic and inorganic acids, okay, that is a proton formation. Next one is the excretion of a complexing agent, that is a ligand formation, okay. Then the oxidation and reduction reaction, okay, oxidation and reduction reaction. And generally, sulfuric acid is the main inorganic acid produced in the leaching environment. Sulfuric acid is the main acid, okay. That is, I told you, that is mainly related to the sulfate related component that is formed by sulfur oxidizing bacteria. And there is a series of acid formed by bacterial and fungal metabolism resulting in organic acidolysis and complex and chelator formation. And this process, the proton induced or ligand induced mineral solubilization will happen simultaneously in the presence of ligand under acidic condition, okay. So that is important aspects. Then the next one is the metal recovery. The metal recovery from the leaching solution either by a solvent, partitioning, or by the use of a scrap ion, okay. So this is the important. There is the last step. We don't bother much here because the previous step only the microbial role is mainly happening, okay. So we are not more concerned about the previous step, okay. So the previous step, the main important steps that is involved in the degradation bioleaching process, okay. The first step is the disulfide is spontaneously oxidized into thiosulfate by ferric ion, which in turn reduced to give a ferrous ion, okay. The disulfide will be oxidized to thiosulfate by ferric ion, and which gives a ferrous ion. And the ferrous ion is oxidized by certain bacteria, okay, ion oxidizing bacteria using oxygen, okay. And this thiosulfate is also utilized by the ion oxidizing bacteria to give a sulfate, okay. Then the ligand metal complex is extracted from the solution using an organic solvent, okay. Here the next step is the ligand metal complex extraction, that is mainly done by organic solvent. Then finally the metal can also be concentrated and it can be separated by displacing the metals with the ion from the scrap ion, okay. So these are the important steps. Now we can see the mechanism here. As I said, the first step, sulfide is spontaneously oxidized to thiosulfate by ferric ion, okay, which reduced and give a ferrous ion. Here you can see, okay, this is a pyrite, okay, FeS2, that we will discuss. One of the major important component in the sulfur leaching, okay. And this is oxidized. This is the ferrous ion and converts to ferric ion converts to a ferrous ion, okay. So this is a spontaneous process. Then once the ferrous ion is produced, then that oxidized by bacteria using oxygen. Then the ion oxidizing bacteria will oxidize ferrous ion to again ferric form, okay. So that is 4Fe2 plus, so using oxygen. 4H plus gives a ferric state plus water, okay. Then this is the thiosulfite, okay. Then the thiosulfite is also oxidized by the bacteria to give a sulfate. Okay, the thiosulfate, this is thiosulfate. In the first step it is produced, and this thiosulfate, that one also oxidize with the help of water and produce a sulfate. Okay, this is sulfur oxidizing bacteria is performing this particular process. Okay, and the ferric ion produced in reaction 2, the second step. Okay, more reaction 2 is oxidized, more sulfide as in reaction 1. Okay, the ferric ion that is produced in reaction 2 oxidized more sulfur than the reaction 1. And finally you will be getting the net reaction, this pyrite FeS2 plus oxygen, and you will be having what? The ferrous ion and sulfate. Okay, sulfate, it will be produced. Okay, finally the end product will be the ferrous sulfate and sulfuric acid. Okay, the end product for the mechanism, overall reaction is ferrous sulfate and sulfuric acid. And different types of bioleachings are existing depending upon how microorganisms are acting. Okay, so based on that, there are two types of bioleaching. One is known as direct leaching, next one is indirect leaching. So what do you mean by direct leaching? In the case of a direct leaching, a physical contact exists between bacteria and the ore. Okay, the bacteria directly attach to the metal ore and they do the oxidation of minerals, and that will be done by enzymatic activity. Microorganism will be capable of performing the biocatalysis by the production of enzymes, and that will be having a direct physical contact with the metal ore. That is known as a direct leaching. So the previous example, what we have seen here, the pyrite oxidization. Okay, so this last step, whatever we have seen, okay, the pyrite will be converted into sulfate. Okay, ferrous sulfate plus sulfuric acid. Okay, that is an excellent example of direct leaching. And indirect leaching, this is also a bioleaching process, but here it is not direct contact with the microorganism they are involving in the process. Okay, but the leaching agents are produced by this microorganism. The certain leaching agents are produced by the microorganism and which oxidizes the ore. Okay, the process in which the microorganisms are not in direct contact with the minerals, but the leaching agents are produced by these microbes which oxidize the ore. That is the different types. And another important thing, naturally occurring leaching process is very, very slow. For a commercial process, that whenever doing a commercial process, I have already showed you the commercial power plant. Okay, that particular case, the pH, temperature, humidity, oxygen and carbon dioxide concentration should be adequately regulated to do the bioprocess. Okay, so that is the important aspects. So based on the nature of how we are utilizing this particular process, okay, there are three types of major bioleaching approaches are there. One is slope leaching. Here first figure you can see slope leaching. Second one is in situ leaching, second one. Then the third one is heap leaching. Okay, so these are the major types of bioleaching. So slope leachings are nothing but the ore is finely grounded and which is kept in a large pile in a slope which is subjected to continuous sprinkling of aqueous solution of microorganisms, as you can see. Okay, here you can the ore is kept here, and that will be that will be kept in a large pile in a slope. Okay, and which is subjected to, then what will do, aqueous solution of microbial culture will be spraying here. Okay, and the leach liquor collected at the bottom of the ore is processed further. Okay, at the bottom what will happen, the extract will be collected, that will be processed further, and that is known as slope leaching because that is using a large pile in a slope surface. Okay, second one is in situ leaching. This is the major approach. The ore is subjected to bioleaching in its natural occurrence. Okay, so the aqueous solution of microorganism which is pumped through drilled passages within the ore. Okay, the drilled passage, you can see the microorganisms. This is the this one. Okay, and in situ leaching, here you can see something like a heap-like thing. You can see, and what you can see the aqueous solution will be spraying through the drill-like structure. Then next one, the heap leaching. Okay. In the case of heap leaching, here you can see, here also in the second case also the leach will be collected at the bottom. Okay, so here also it will be, the extract will be collected and will be processed further. And the heap leaching, the ore is arranged in a heap and goes through a same procedure like here. Okay, the aqueous solution containing microorganism that works on the heap of ore. Okay, that works on the heap of ore. Okay, this is the main process here, and later it will be extracted at the bottom. So this is known as a heap leaching. Okay, so the leach liquor is used for the metal recovery. So finally, the extract, the leach liquor, that is whatever it is collected due to the microbial activity will be extracted further. Okay, so that is the mechanism here. Then in this process, various factors that is commonly employing. The main factors are physiological factors, microbiological factors, the properties of minerals, okay, and the processing factors. So the physiological factors are temperature, pH, sunlight, okay, and light, pressure, redox potential and water potential, okay, oxygen and carbon dioxide content depending upon the aerobic or anaerobic condition. The microbial main factors are the microbial diversity, the nature of microorganism, and the population diversity, what are the main populations, and the microbial activity, okay, the microbial activity in that particular environment. Then the properties of the mineral, the types of mineral, and the composition of the mineral, and the size of minerals, okay, the porosity of the mineral, the surface area of the mineral, okay, these are also important properties. Then the next one is the processing, the leaching mode, okay, whether it's a leaching mode or pulp density or strain rate, okay, these are the processing aspects, okay, so all those aspects we need to check while doing the process. Then there are a lot of advantages for bioleaching. It's an overview. Bioleaching, okay, one is this simple, okay, and next one, this is inexpensive method. It's very simple method and inexpensive method because there is most of the process are biological process and using microorganism, and that can be found in environment very easily, okay. And the recovery of metal from a low grade or very poor quality ore, we can recover the high quality metal, okay. Then the next one is to extract refined and expensive metal which is not possible by any other chemical process can be done by this particular process, okay. Certain metal that we cannot even extract by any other method, the chemical method, such kind of metal, from the ore, the metal can be extracted by chemical by using this particular process, okay. And it is employed for collecting metal from the waste and drainages, okay. We are employing waste and drainages for collecting the metals. That's another important thing. So waste management will be happening, solid waste management will be happening. At the same time, the reduction of the solid waste into some useful metal recovery will happen, okay. And there is no poisonous sulfur dioxide emission. Although this is a sulfur related process, most of the cases the poisonous sulfur related emission will not be happening, okay. Then the no need for high pressure or high temperature, okay. There is, although we are extremophilic organisms are there, but high pressure and temperature requirements are very rare. Then this is ideal for low grade sulfide ore. This very excellent process for low grade sulfide ore, okay. Then this is environmental friendly process, okay, especially by environmental microbiology approach we are using this environmental friendly approaches, okay. And it is ideally suited for the developing countries, okay. So this is ideally suited for developing the countries and their economic impact, okay. So the process will be very easy, okay. When you are setting up a bioleaching power plant, usage of environmental microbiology and microbial biotechnology approaches can gives this particular high quality metals from its parent ore, okay. So that is important thing. At the same time, it has got a lot of drawbacks. Okay, the main drawbacks are, disadvantages are, it is a heat generating process. So what will happen is the heat that is generating during this particular process can kill the useful bacteria that is actively present in this particular process. Okay, and the beneficial bacteria for bioleaching can be probably killed by the heat that is being produced in this particular system. Next one, time consuming. It's a very lengthy process, a long process. Okay, very 6 to 24 months that is required. Nearly you can see 2 years. Okay, time. Okay, 6 months to 2 years time it will take, or more than that. Sometimes 3 to 5 years also may take. Then it require a large open area for treatment, land requirement. Okay, because it is a very in the initial figure which I have showed, that is acres of land they have used to construct a particular, the process. Okay, then it is high risk of contamination. Okay, the contamination is very high. Okay, then there are chances of liberation of toxic chemical sometimes produced in this particular process. And once this particular process is started, the process cannot be quickly stopped. Okay, the process cannot be quickly stopped. Okay, then the low or inconsistent yield of mineral due to the bacteria we cannot optimize, the growth we cannot optimize, ideal microorganism we cannot control. Okay, there is no automatic controlling or automation is happening here, so there is no uniform growth you will be getting. Obviously the inconsistency will be there, or log yield will be there. So these are the various drawbacks or limitations of this particular process. Okay, then today we will conclude, dear students. That's all. The introduction. Okay, introduction to biohydrometallurgy. Okay, we have discussed initially what do you mean by biohydrometallurgy, what are the major applications of biohydrometallurgy. One important applications are microbial leaching or bioleaching. Then we have discussed the historical perspectives of bioleaching and the major microorganism that is involved here. Okay, the bacteria and fungi we have discussed. Types of microbial leaching, direct method and indirect method we have discussed. Okay, and depending upon various process. Okay, we are having the bioleaching process. Okay, inputs of bioleaching, the bioleaching process and metal recovery. Then we have discussed the mechanism of bioleaching process. Okay, and in between we have discussed the slope leaching, in situ leaching and heap leaching methods, and what are the factors which are influencing the bioleaching mechanism. Then advantages of drawbacks. Okay, so these are the important aspects. Okay, then these are the major references. Okay, you can refer as mentioned in the syllabus. Okay, and one important thing, I am extremely sorry because I have not noticed this header here, the footer here. Okay, that should be microbial leaching. Okay, it should not be microbiological sampling of air. Okay, so because I have prepared the same the PowerPoint in that particular slide, that is why it is I have not noticed. I am extremely sorry for the mistake. Okay, and similarly the date also. Okay, and thank you very much for watching this particular video, watching this particular class. Okay, if you are having any clarification, you can ask me.